Crime is an ever-present concern here in New Orleans. I have worked with the Rev Raymond Brown for the past 2 days with the mother of the two young men, the Scott brothers, who stand accused of the internationally infamous Mother's Day shooting. This case has revealed yet again the very deep fissure within the black community between our rhetoric, our propaganda as being the most, quote, religious people in America, and a reality that is all too sanguinary and all too ballistic in its finality. We have to either confront this head on, and it must be us. It cannot be, for instance, distant and possibly well-meaning outsiders like New Orleans mayor or New Orleans police superintendent, both of whom have every political reason for exploiting this particular tragedy, given the mayor's upcoming re-election next year. This is an internal black community problem which has become an external threat to every community. These two young men are representative of the direction that too many young black men seem to go in. We can say that slavery is the reason. We can say that the unintended or intended, depending on your perspective, consequences of the Great Society are the culprit. But at the end of the day, in the nexus between personal choice and public impact, a percentage of our young men, for whatever reasons, are engaging in behavior that is simply antisocial. Some would say savage. If anyone's seen the video, I can't disagree. Now, these two young men have a grieving mother. The 19 victims, I'm sure, have grieving family members. Expanding the circumference of our grief, we will find that people throughout the city, state, nation, and around the world are also grieving at an act of such wanton brutality. I believe in personal responsibility first, and then institutional reform. Reverend Brown believes more in institutional reform first, and then personal responsibility. He and I have united as parts of the extensive left and right wings of the black community to say that personal responsibility and institutional reform, fighting thugs in blue jeans and blue uniforms, has to be the only logical focus for our community. I would ask that Mayor Mitchell Andrew stop ignoring grassroots black anti-crime organizations and activists like Safe Streets, Strong Communities, Vote, Voices of the Ex-Offenders, Peacekeepers, Brother Al Mims, and many others who have sacrificed time, money, and their safety by taking responsibility for what's happening in the black community, either as advocates against criminality or as champions for institutional reform. You cannot solve the problems in the black community by only confining your pool of problem solvers to municipal employees and private beneficiaries of mayoral patronage. If we are to take responsibility, which is what I've been saying from day one, when it comes to the issue of black on black crime and every other group impacted by black crime, then those in positions of authority need to get off of their high horses, upgrade their software to avoid this parochial arrogance that states that they know better for the black community than we know for ourselves. Again, stressing the need for a two-front approach to fighting crime, where you address personal responsibility and institutional reform, where you fight thugs in blue jeans with the same energy currently reserved for fighting thugs in blue uniforms is the only sane option. Black on black crime, is it a black thing or is it everybody's problem?